What's up, guys? Freddie here from Points Panda, here to do an exciting new review of a relatively new credit card from American Express that they came out with called the Amex Green Card. Amex has completely redone the card, aiming for digital nomads, global travelers, and the millennial market. So, as a fellow millennial, how is this Amex Green Card holding up? Well, its earning rate is very similar to the Chase Sapphire Reserve. You get 3x on global dining, both in and outside of the States, and you also get 3x on all travel as well. They're very generous in this card on what they consider travel. So the points start racking up quite quick. Unfortunately, the sign-up bonuses are not super high compared to some other Amex cards. I've seen bonuses anywhere from 25,000 points all the way up to 45,000 points, as well as a credit for a company called Away, which does suitcases, backpacks, and just everything related to travel. I got this backpack for 195 bucks and the Dob kit was 45 bucks. I found a $20 coupon and the total was $237, and then I got an Amex $150 statement credit as they had promised. And I'm okay with the purchases, but you might be feeling like me, like you probably don't really need that. So I don't know, I just felt like I had to use the credit anyways before it expired. I really do like this card a lot. So I would say, who is this for? I'd say if you're not a super frequent traveler, but you do travel sometimes and you do spend a decent amount on dining and travel, this card could be more compelling than the Chase Sapphire Reserve, because the Chase Sapphire Reserve recently raised their annual fee from $450 to $550. Once you calculate the $300 credit, it effectively makes the Chase Sapphire Reserve $250, whereas this card has an annual fee of only $150, which I think is pretty compelling for all of its features, even though the sign-up bonus isn't super amazing. What are some of the stuff that the Chase Sapphire Reserve has that this card doesn't? So the first one, obvious segue here, is the Chase Sapphire Reserve comes with a priority pass and the Amex Green Card does not. So I'm flying nonstop. I use the airport lounge priority pass. I lose track of how many times a year, 20 times a year, 30 times a year. Here in Mexico City, both in the Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, almost every single airport lounge in the entire airport is on the Priority Pass network. Now in the US, the Priority Pass network is a little bit more limited, so maybe that LoungeBuddy feature might come in handy, but for me, that's huge having a Priority Pass. This does not come with it. So if you already have an Amex Platinum or Business Platinum or a Chase Sapphire Reserve, maybe this card might not be for you. I would say this card is just really good for someone just starting off to travel a few times a year, you love dining out. So recently, Amex has added trip delay where you get $300 if your trip is delayed more than 12 hours. But a lot of people on internet forums have been suspicious about some of the language, which seems to indicate that either tickets on points may not be eligible, and also one-way tickets may not be eligible unless it was an open jaw and you're returning to your destination. So if you're buying a one-way flight, say you're a digital nomad and you're staying somewhere and your flight gets delayed, you might not be eligible. So I can't comment because I've never used Amex's trip delay or trip cancellation, but I have used Chase's, and I'm telling you, when something goes wrong and they're not gonna bust your chops too hard about sending you that $300 or $500 or even $1,000 payment that for a hotel stay or any other arrangements that you had to do. So that's something to keep in mind as well with this Amex card. So overall, I recommend this card. I've been using the card a lot. I also really like the look. It's got this old school green feel to it. I dig it. You know, it's not metal like Chase's Sapphire card, but it's just a really good way to rack up Amex points without a high annual fee, because you have some awesome transfer partners that you don't have with Chase. So Chase is better for their portal, because with the Chase Sapphire Reserve you get 1.5 points back. Overall, I would recommend this card. I love adding it to my portfolio. And for some of you more intermediate and advanced geeks, I'm sure you guys have been applying for American Express cards and getting a message that you're not eligible for the bonus because you've previously had the card, or your business partner previously had the card, etc. This card is brand new, so you'll be guaranteed to get the points. I don't think they're counting the old Amex Green Card as having this card before, since they totally changed it up. So if you can get the bonus, yeah, definitely go for it. And if you just have a huge stock of Chase points and you want to diversify your points a little bit to have further options when you're looking for that long distance business class flight, just consider the Amex card for sure. You know, I feel like compared to a few years ago, Amex is becoming more accepted. You're really catching up with Visa as well. Just one more reason to get it. So I do recommend this card for most people, especially for an entry-level traveler. And I'll be back with some more card reviews soon. So once again, this is Freddie from Points Panda, and thanks for listening.